name is Jenny. Welcome to my channel, Callie Jenny's Crafty Stitching. In today's video, we are going to be continuing working on this beautiful Swan Lake Cottage kit that I got from NewCraftDay, where I am trying to figure out the parking method. So anyway, but before we do that, as I am filming, today is Tuesday, October 21st. It is 20 to 5 in the morning, so 4:40, running actually a little bit early today. If you are new, I hope you will enjoy this video and check out that playlist. I do everything primarily cross-stitch related, including a floss tube once a month. And for all my returning friends and family, thank you so much for coming for another episode of Goober Town, where we are going to try to get this worked out. We got to finish off this square here, and then I'm going to just try to start doing the one row at a, moving up as we go, and see if that helps. But first we need to get all these other ones out of the way. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I did load a bunch more of them last night, and I have to tell you, it's kind of crazy because I'm sitting there loading this, and just this one row had to have had probably 8 different colors. And there's 10 in a box, and it had to have been 8 colors on one of the rows. It's just like, is that really necessary? I don't know. But I'm sitting here looking at this canvas all over the place here, and it does have a lot. It is a very busy canvas, so this one's definitely going to be a challenge, but it is beautiful, so we are going to get it done. Again, I will try to remember to pop up a picture in the upper corner so you can see what we're working on as we stitch. And let us go ahead and get these out. I got such a ridiculous amount of them in here. Look at this mess. Oh my gosh. And I have to be careful because I can't just go like this and, let them hang off out of my way. Because no. The cats, or especially Starfire, will be all over it and trash the place. So let me get my pretty little needle threader here, and she's gorgeous. I did have one of you ask me recently where I got this. I do believe I did get it from NewCraftDay. I don't know if they still have these available. I know they did for the longest time, so I would imagine they probably do. But yeah, I actually have 2 of these. All right, so we need to start. Now, this did come over just a little bit into this other square, because like I had mentioned in a previous video, I had somebody say that if you do it square by square, it could get column lines in it. So I'm just going a little bit over, I think it's Amy over on Stitchery Lovers, to try to avoid that from happening. Okay, so let us finish off. Let me move this one over here. Ooh, lordy, this one is a challenge, but we shall see. And guess who? Guess who, everybody? Yeah, let me go ahead and show you. Say good morning, Starfire. Tell everybody good morning. Are you going to be a good girl this morning? Probably not. All right, let's go ahead and get you back. Hold on. All right, so we will leave her for a minute and see if she's going to be good. If not, I'll have to move her. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get this purple K right here. And again, I'll probably be spending most of the time that we have this morning changing floss because, I don't know, maybe this just wasn't the best canvas for practicing or doing the parking method, just because there's literally nonstop color changes throughout the thing, but we shall see. Maybe I should switch it up and try doing the parking method on my underwater world, where at least there seems to be more of the colors. But let me know what you think. Am I driving you crazy yet? But I know I actually finished out, I did a couple of stitches last night while I was stringing this all up. And I know, like I did one, it was a purple V. There literally is no other purple V anywhere in the vicinity. So I just had to end off the thread. So yeah, that was a Ninja Stitch. All right, do I have any other purple Ks? That is what I was doing, right? See, flapping my jaws. Yeah, purple K. Okay, so that's one over here. So we'll come up and grab this one that I can't hardly see for the weeds. I mean, no matter how you slice it, even if I wasn't doing the parking method with this one, it still would be a lot of changing floss just because there's a lot of color changes in this canvas. Something to definitely keep in mind if that is not your cup of tea. This would not be the kit for you. Got another K over here. But I'm hoping that once I get a fresh start over in this new square, hopefully, I'm going to start doing row by row and see how that goes. And move my way up. Sorry, looking underneath just to make sure. That's the one thing about doing it in these frames. You can get like a loop underneath where it caught and you don't notice it, and you look underneath, you feel it later as you're stitching that big old loop of thread, and now it's too late. You're not even sure at what point it made it, how long it's been there, how far back you'd have to go. All right, is that I think that's the last of the Ks in this box. So where are we going to move it? Now looking up above where I want to move it, again, no Ks. So now I have to look to the side over here. And you know what? I don't see any Ks. So I think that was the only one. So I'm going to have to end this one also. This is more of an issue, though, with the canvas than with the parking method. Because, again, whether I was doing the parking method or not, I would have had, 3 stitches and then had to end it. All right, so I don't see any more Ks, so we're just going to go ahead and end this. I'll look around the canvas and see if I can move it anywhere. See if I can find a softer spot to do the pin stitch here. Ouch. Some of these canvases are really tight, so it's hard to do it. I need to get some of my finger protectors. Or a sharper needle. You know what? I think I just pulled it right out the same hole. Jeez. Hold on a second. Okay. Let's see here. So now I think we're going to try to do this little purple O's. Now I have noticed the colors in the paper chart are a little off. So what looks like a purple O on the canvas is actually a blue O on the chart. And Starfire is over here lifting her paw, daring to touch the floss. She may wind up having to go. All right. Yeah, this canvas is just so busy. I don't know if this is the best one for the parking method. All right, so let's do... Of course, then again, like I said, regardless parking method or not, going to have a ton of color changes. I'm going to go ahead and grab this purple O right here. I wish I'd gotten this in 14 count. Okay. And the only purple O I see up above is way at the top of that one. So I think I'm going to go ahead and move it over here because it's closer and I can grab these when I go up and then just grab that one on the way. Just because there's just not enough of them. They're just too sparse. Okay, I'll move that one. Hold on a second. Just wanting to get in my basket that I have all my table covers in, and I don't want her to. The whole purpose of not leaving them on the table is to keep them off of them. Okay, so now we're going to, did I not string one up for the blue peas? Wow, I guess I did not. Okay, well for now we're going to do this. I don't know if that's a purple pea or a brown pea, but that's what we're going to do. Now for all of you out there interested in the parking method and haven't done it yet or haven't tried it yet, please don't judge the experience by me. One, I am just not real handy. I could be making it more difficult than it needs to be. And then again, this is a difficult canvas no matter how you look at it, whether you're doing the parking method or not, because it's literally constant color changes. There are going to be areas up here with like this red slash, which I think is like a really, really dark blue or maybe dark green. There's a lot of those. So that would be nice, but for the most part, there's a lot of color changes in this canvas. So that's going to be a thing regardless of how you stitch it. Okay, and do I have any more? Yeah, over here. And even like right here in this one row in the start, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 different symbols. So I will have to get ready 4 different strands of floss just for row 1. However, there are at least a few of most of those colors in here. But part of it too is this canvas is so tight. Like once you get these stitches around, it's hard to get this needle through. All right, sorry about that interruption. Hubby called, so I had to answer the phone. Wanted to give me a heads up about the freeway. They have all but one of the lanes closed right now where I normally get on the freeway. I'll just get on in a different spot. All right, so let's try to grab this pea over here. Sorry if my hands are constantly in the way. Unfortunately, I have to move all these other strands of floss out of the way. Yeah. It's like I need a sharper needle, and this one's pretty sharp. I'm just having trouble getting it to go through there once there's floss in there. Do let me know, of course, what you guys are working on. I know some of you have some really great projects going. All right, any more purple peas? Not in this square. How about up above? Of course not. See, I want to practice going straight up to try to, so that way I'm at a point where as I work row by row, I don't have them in my way, but it's just not being cooperative. There's no peas up there. But you know what? I don't see any in this one either. So again, we had what? 3 purple peas, and now I don't see any. Okay, so let me end this one. And I'm really having trouble doing my pin stitch with this. Maybe, no. I normally don't have so much trouble getting it through the canvas, but this canvas is very tight. I didn't work it at all before putting it in here, which I should have. So hold on 1 minute. I'm actually going to flip this frame over and just run it along the bottom. So hold on. Okay. I'm going to adjust this a little bit. I am not having luck this morning, my friends. I'm trying to get that needle through. I actually was trying to have this help me push down on the needle because this canvas is very tight. And trying to do the pin stitch, but I did finally get one done and I pinned it right here. But it was a challenge and I broke a needle trying to do it. So, look at this. I'll show you. This poor needle. See how it broke here? I gotta make sure I throw that away so the cat don't get it. Okay. Let's see, where do we want to go now? Yeah, I don't think this is going to be the canvas to do the parking method on, my friends. I don't think so. I think I'm going to maybe switch it up and try doing the parking method on my underwater world because I think that one will be a little bit better. This one is just too busy. And I can't make heads or tails of what I'm doing here. But we're in it now and we got to use these strands. So that's what we got to do. Let's see. But yeah, this is going to be a challenging canvas regardless. At least I'm looking around and I do see a lot of other sections that do at least have a bunch of the colors. I think I'm just right now in a very busy area. So if something changes later, I might go ahead and try again. But for now, this is just, for me, this is too convoluted. I'm spending too much time moving floss out of the way to try to figure out where to stitch next. So sorry if that's disappointing to anybody. I'm not going to give up on the parking method altogether, just not for this canvas, I think. It's just not a good one for it. All right, so what do we have? That's the green H's. So let's see. See if we have another one or if that was the only one. I think I see one there and here. And I know I'm supposed to stop, go ahead and grab the green X and whatever, but I literally have like 3 for the whole square. So I'm just going to end it and try to get another strand out of my way. Because this is just so frustrating. And I feel bad because for anybody that's, interested in figuring it out with me, this is not the one to do it on. And I have one here, and I think that's the last one for this square. because so far in this area, I have found that you're lucky to have 1 to 3 colors or symbols of that symbol in a square. And then sometimes there's not even another one to move it to anywhere around it. All right, so I think that was it for the green squares in this box. I don't see any other ones. I see 2 in this box next to it and 1 in the box above. I mean, seriously. Oh my gosh. All right, it's just going to go over here, the closest one. Okay. And now we are going to do, this is already a difficult canvas anyway, like I was saying, probably a million times since I started filming. But on top of it all, to have all these slots in the way, it's just not working for me. So I'm sorry, everybody. I'm giving it up for this one. I do have to finish, obviously, what I have to get this all out of my way. But then I'm just going to have maybe a couple strands going at a time. It's just too complicated a canvas for this for me. I need it on if I'm going to do it, I need it on a somewhat easier canvas to start this whole process. So I don't know. I think I'm just going to maybe just do like I had talked about before. I'll still fill in the area as I go, but I'm going to do a strand of floss and what was that? Hold on. Okay, I'm obsessing so much on this mess that I just stitched that square. I think it was the green X. All right, so I'm just gonna move this up here. And I think what I'm gonna do is, I'll try anyway, I don't know, it's such a pain. I was gonna say, try to get these all done and out of the way before we stitch again, but it takes so long, it's such a process. We'll see what happens. All right, so now we're going to do this red K here. And look at that. Look at that, just trying to grab the strands for it. What a pain. Okay. I think this is just not for me. I got a broken nail even trying to get that through there. Now that's not typical. I don't typically have too much of a problem doing the pin stitch, but the weaves on this seem extra tight. And I mean, it's an excellent quality canvas, but I should have worked it a bit before putting it in here to soften it up some, because I'm really struggling to do a pin stitch on this. So it's just kind of being difficult all the way around. All right, so red K's. See if I can remember that. We have another one here. And then let's see, where do we have a red K next? Okay, I think the next one is right here, so I'm going to park it over here. Let me know if I'm driving you guys crazy. I know I asked you that last time. You guys are all so nice, but do let me know when you've reached your limit of dealing with this particular canvas. I can switch it up and do this one off camera. You just let me know. I do also have the Painting Fairy Ambilight ready to go on a giant frame, the really, really big frame. I think it's 1.5 or 1.6 meters. It is massive. It makes this one look small that I could also stitch. So just let me know. Do you want to continue to see this one, or do you want me to switch it to a different one? All right. Now what do we have? So I don't even have these peas strung here. Well, all right, so let us go ahead and do these blue V's. Might have made it a little easier if I had started like she did. But again, even if I just did the one row at a time, look at how many different colors just in the one row. And then even just looking at this one next to it. It is just too much time changing floss, especially when there might even only just be one or three or two. Like this one, I think, has 2 blue V's in it. And then it's got like one way up here, one over here. It's just too much. Very complicated canvas. But either way, I will finish this, whether it's on camera or off camera, because I do believe it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. I'm sure there will be some sections that are easier than others. I just got to stick it out. Okay. I'll move that over here. Nothing else, I might take a break from this particular one just until I do get all of these out of the way, and then I can just stitch, one at a time and just move it around or end it off and do my next one, whatever. I don't know. Because I feel like this is just too much of a pain for everybody. All right, so let us do these green O's. I'm not even sure at how much time we have. I don't think, I'm almost out of time. And look, I didn't get much of anything stitched. I spend more time trying to figure out where I'm at. I'm annoying myself. Yeah, I think for now I'm just going to, I'm sorry, I'm really, again, sorry to disappoint anybody, but I think I'm just going to have to stick with my method. I'll pick a strand, but I'll keep going back to that same square and fill in. But I'm going to use a strand and I'm going to finish it as I go. Instead of doing this, it's just doesn't work for my brain. I don't like all this floss in my way. Okay. Okay, I believe that was green O's I was doing. Let me just go ahead and grab these here, and I think we're out of time. I had to break it up because I got the call, so I can't really tell how long it's been, but I know I'm running out of time on my watch, so I think we are just going to leave it right there. All right, everybody. Sorry if this was a very frustrating one. Hopefully, I don't know, maybe it's helped anybody to kind of see what not to do. If you are learning this process, again, I think it would be easier to do on a canvas that didn't have quite so many color changes. You look at this and you can tell there's definitely definition. There's going to be a lot of detail in this picture, so you know it's going to be absolutely beautiful. But I couldn't even begin to tell you how many different colors are in this one small section. because it has been a whole lot of color change. I mean, just look at it, all this here, and that doesn't include the ones that I did one stitch and cut it off, had to move it out of the way. So anyway, I will, let me know what you think. I will probably try to work all these threads out before coming back to this one, just so it's less of a mess for you guys to have to look at if you're looking up, and just, you know, do the, it's kind of like a cross really between the cross country and the parking method, because I will still keep coming back to fill in this square. Like once I use a strand, I will come to the next color and I will do that one. So I will still fill it in as I go, but without all this mess. So anyway, that is my plan. I will try to work all these threads out of the way probably before we come back to this one. Might stitch on something else in the interim. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. What do you want to see? And we'll figure it out. All right. Well, I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much if you stuck it out this far. You guys are troopers and deserve a medal, because I know I was irritating myself. All right, everybody. I love you guys. I'm so appreciative for each and every one of you for coming by and hanging out with me. If you could hit that thumbs up button, that just helps out. Helps me out, helps other cross-stitch lovers find their way to me, though maybe this isn't the best video for them to come to, because it was a pain. All right. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I hope you all be very safe. Always be blessed. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.